Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Germany. So I've not been to Frankfurt for actually over a month now, with all the trips to Dubai, all of that content, then going off to join BMW for the M5 videos that you might have seen. However, I am now back here, and as you can see, the AMG GT R has been brought over by Turbo Transport just in time for the weather that we can see outside. I woke up this morning and it has started snowing. So not a crazy amount, but a little bit. But, however, pre-planned for this one. Come and have a look over here at the GTR. You might have seen recently that in advance of bringing it to Germany, I fitted Pirelli Sottozero winter tyres. Now here in Germany, it's actually the law, if the weather is bad, that you drive being safe and careful by having winter tyres on your car. So, planned ahead for this, we're all prepared. I'm going to take the car outside and I guess be very cautious because you never know what other people are going to be like out in this kind of weather. But missed the car, haven't driven it for a while, it's still not quite run in. Nonetheless, let's just see what happens. Bit of a vlog. Let's take the car out and enjoy some snow. Until now then, the Focus RS has sat here. This was brought out. The Focus was taken back to England, so that's now back at my flat in London. The Bentayga was significantly busier when we had the Bentayga Black Spec parked in this space, but the GTR fits. So let's come around and jump in to the car. He says, unlocking it. There we go. Carefully does it, because my neighbour hasn't left the hugest of space here. But nonetheless, in I can get and fall back, where we can see 543 miles. Now the running in instructions basically say up to 1,000 miles, or if you read the German, 1,500 kilometers of running in, so you have to continue sticking to that. But let us start it up. Actually, let's turn on the exhaust so we get a slightly noisier start and hear the noise. Grumbly. Okay, out we go into the weather. We have an interesting system here to exit the garage, which I'm just being very careful of all the pillars. You have to pull this rope to open the gate, and I can't. There we go. Give it a tug, and the light will go green eventually, and we'll be able to go up the ramp. Now, I was a little bit worried, actually, about getting a car into the garage, because it is quite a tight ramp to head out of here, but managed fine. And we basically just go out here and up to the outside. Stop start, green light. Unsurprisingly, the city is not overly busy today. It's like everyone's packed up and gone home. But I did know that coming to be based in Frankfurt was going to mean days like this during winter. We just haven't seen, I haven't seen a snow day like this in London, in the centre of a city, for, I mean, years. We haven't had this kind of weather at all. It's quite fun how the tall buildings are lost in the cloud and snow up top. But I have to say, the thing that's amazing me right now is that this car seems to have pretty decent traction. You know, I can drive away on this slushy muck, no problems at all. Obviously it's not settled snow on the main part of the road. Good opportunity for some nice photos though. The black against the white is always cool, although bright colours on snow I think look the absolute best. This is just an unusual thing, and these people are probably going to wonder, what on earth is he playing at? Yep, that guy's definitely got a weird look on his face. Anyway, let's go exploring around the city. This statue's so weird, the guy hammering. I think I've just managed to take the Shmee 150 Christmas card for this year with the car on snow, the tree in the background here. It's a very, very nice setting. I've been taking some pictures, but I have to say the car is handling admirably. You wouldn't really realise you're actually driving on snow. And I've long said this is not going to be a garage queen, hence when today I see this weather, I'm like, I'm taking it out. We've got to go exploring and seeing what it's like. But the tyres are brand new. The car, as you saw, has about 550 miles or so on it. And here we are in central Frankfurt, driving it around on snow with no issues at all. And also, one other thing I think I mentioned before, the front end is nowhere nearly as low as it looks. Right now, I keep looking at it and feeling like it's right down there on the ground, but it doesn't seem to scrape or hit the bottom or anything. Yeah, that cyclist was just like, what is that car doing here? Oh, and in fact, I think someone else is pulling in behind, maybe to do the exact same thing. But that is, yeah, an unusual way to spend the day out here on the snow with the car. Why not? A GTC for Lusso. Now that is much more appropriate in this weather. Now, amusingly, the last time I parked a car here on Goethestrasse was in the LT with the roof down about a month and a half ago. So the weather has changed a lot very quickly, but I'm gonna leave the car here now. And like I said, the GTC 4 Lusso with its all-wheel drive would be a much more sensible car for this kind of weather. But to be honest, this is really fun and it's quite controllably slippy as well, shall we say. But maybe we see more of that in a proper environment in due course. For now though, I'm gonna go and grab a bite to eat and have some lunch. It's so Christmassy, all the snow in the trees, although you can very clearly tell who has been parked here overnight and who has not. Although I've been told it doesn't actually snow very often here, so this is complete luck today, being here at the right time to have some fun. The snow at the top of the turret is cool. That's called Eschenheimer Tor. Just looks, I don't know, really unusual when it's surrounded by the slightly more modern buildings, but with the white up at the top. Look at this. It just seems wrong seeing snow in a city centre like this. I know many places in the world, Canada, Scandinavia, this kind of thing, completely normal. But I've spent the last 3 weeks in Dubai, and I've come straight back here to be in the park surrounded by completely white fields. It's just unusual and a bit of fun, and I think a car like this, it clearly works completely fine. Why not take it out and drive it and enjoy it regardless of the weather? Yeah, I couldn't resist, but remember the car is still being run in, so obviously revs have to be very low. However, it is super controllable, even though it's this slippy. I'm looking forward to really exploring and experimenting with the car properly, because this is actually quite incredible how even in these conditions, this terrain, see the back's out now, it just... Okay, this is fun. We've just got one massive slide going on here. Why am I limited to 4,500 RPM? I just want to be a little bit more chucky with it. Hopefully I'll get an opportunity over winter. But for the moment, we're actually going to head to Klassikstadt and just have a quick wander around there, see what's going on. I think there's a Christmas market or something, but we shall see. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, big bump, no problem. So back out onto the road we go. Maybe I should stop playing with the traction toggle. I've been in that setting just to experiment with it a little bit, but I'll put traction back on just to be sensible and safe on the road. Yeah, normal duty resumes. Blending in the car park, this is actually the busiest I have ever seen at the Klassikstadt car park here today. Market inside, but obviously if you've watched my videos, Lamborghini is over there where I drove the Aventador S. You also have McLaren, a couple of other things going on here as well. So we're heading inside and basically just see what's going on, although I have not worn the right shoes at all for today. Getting very cold and wet. That's cool, respect to that person driving it, although they probably should have cleaned a little bit more snow off. It is busy inside here, but there are 2 Hurricane Spiders, 2 Aventador S's, not the blue one that I drove last time, that I did a 300 km/h Autobahn sprint in. That's pretty menacing in black. Very similar actually to my AMG GT R spec. Black wheels, yellow calipers, yellow stitch inside, yellow, does it have yellow seatbelts? No, I think it's got black seatbelts, but that's like my AMG GT R spec in a Lambo Aventador S. And inside McLaren, which is closed today, the Azores 720S. We've seen that exact car in a vlog before, and then 570S Spider there, normal 570S at the back, I think 650S behind it, yeah. There is a ton of car stuff in here, old bits of chrome, bumpers, grills, random bits and pieces, flags, lots of model cars, and I'm going to spin around right here to show you these dioramas, which I think are utterly incredible. This, well, if you didn't know you were looking at a small scale model, you would swear this was a real classic restoration workshop with the Porsche 901 in there. And then up here as well, look at this car being worked on. This is amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. Major respect to this man for his work with these. Look at this. Incredible. Love that. Anyway, like I said, lots and lots of random stuff here, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. Didn't know what we were coming to see at all. Posters, basically perfect man cave material. This is right where I would come when the time comes that I need to pick up some things. Look at those. Lovely, lovely pictures. Sneaky look upstairs while we're here. P1 still under the cover inside that window. And then on this side, the Ferrari FXX. Well, you've got all sorts of random cars in the storage windows here. The V12 Vantage Roadster, the manual, one of the 99 of those they made. Then here, the FXX with all its boxes of equipment alongside it. I always think that's really awesome to be able to just see it inside the window at Klassikstadt. And you have these rows and rows on a couple of different levels of storage all around here. Come through here, come through here. I just saw this on the screen. And I know this video. This is my friend's blue F40. As you can see, the Shmee video playing here at the TV Style stand or showroom area. I remember that day, that was fun. Back at the car and I'm about to hop in, and the poser lights, as I like to call them down here, the slight puddle lights, the way they're glistening, it's very, very Christmassy, and the slushy muck down on the ground, and also the wing has snow on it. And what's this say? Somebody's written "Hi Tim" in the snow on the rear wing of the GTR. Hi, whoever wrote that, hello. Nice to meet you here. Anyway, I'm gonna step in and start the car back up. It's been parked for quite a while and it's quite cold, which probably means a cold start to come, but I will swing in and bash off my feet, because otherwise we're gonna end up with a lot of mess inside here. Oh, grumbly, grumbly. Right, let's head back home. It's a funny thing in here, the wipers are on the left stalk, there's no right stalk, because typically in Mercedes you actually have the drive selector there, but in this car you have it in the center console here. So you have the wipers on the left side, as well as the lights. Anyway, let's shut the doors and get on the way. At night in the snow, it kind of makes me want to get to the Alps now and go and drive properly. But one thing I quite like about this car is how much lighting there is inside. If you turn those headlights, not headlights, the overhead lights I suppose you could call them on, it gets so bright inside here. But anyway, we're nearly back towards home. It's been a very gentle little drive. We're quite central Frankfurt, if that makes sense. We're just going round a route I have no idea where we've gone, but kind of outside of town slightly, where there's still a bit of snow. The rest is naturally disappearing quite quickly. I think it's now 0 degrees, so it's pretty much turned to rain that's falling on top of it. But nonetheless, this has been quite a fun day. We'll go back to the garage, park up, and see how much of a mess I've made to the outside of it. It's probably going to be quite dirty now. It rather looks like the garage is going to need a little bit of a clean after this. The neighbour has also been out today, clearly, and that is, well, pretty dirty. And my car is about to cause exactly the same, because it is full of snow in the arches here. And just kick a little bit of it out, yeah. That is going to make a horrendous mess. However, the thing that's impressed me most is actually how drivable this car is, which when you consider that the rear Sottozeros, the Pirelli Sottozero Serie II, they are 325 section width, which is really, really fat. And yep, it's dripping as expected down there. Very, very wide rear tyres, but as you can see with the tread gaps that basically just give you more grip in weather like today. And yeah, it's quite drivable. So it really is the car that I can use for absolutely everything and do some ludicrous miles and take everywhere. It's very, very practical. You have a huge amount of boot space. The seats are surprisingly comfortable. And as some people might opt for the standard seats rather than the bucket seat that's in here. But for me, these are pretty awesome. And I think the finish of black leather with Alcantara, with the yellow stitching and embroidery up here and the seat belts all works out really quite nicely. But honestly, this is, Hi Tim has still managed to survive the drive. This is such a practical car. The amount of space there is for a car of this capability, and that's what you have to remember. You know, if you compare it to an estate car, obviously it's pretty rubbish, but then you think that this thing can do just over 7 minutes at the Nürburgring, and it's crazy, crazy impressive. The rear wheel steering is one of the most fun things driving around. But I am looking forward to many more fun miles with this. It's just the beginning, it's not even run in. And then it will be an opportunity to actually slide it around properly. I'm gonna find a racetrack and learn to drift this thing, how it's born to be drifted with the multi-stage traction control. But for now, of course, 4,500 RPM rev limit, just a gentle dab, being careful, having a little bit of fun. But yes, random day, spontaneous vlog when the snow started this morning. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Like I said, more to come with this car and other things. So make sure you're subscribed, check it all out, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.